McDonald's missing across the board on second quarter earnings. Global same-store sales falling 1%, marking the first quarterly decline in that metric since 2020, a result of COVID shutdowns. Joining us now is Andy Barish, Jefferies Managing Director of Equity Research. Andy, it's great to see you, and maybe we can start with just the reaction in the stock today, Andy. You know, it is well in the green. Why is that, Andy? Is that just because, listen, things were not so good, but maybe less bad than people were expecting?
Yeah, twofold, Josh. Thanks for having me on. Yeah, I'd say that's the first part, that the expectations were pretty low going into the quarter. And then secondly, I thought management sounded very good in terms of their confidence and tone in laying out how they will reestablish value leadership and improve transactions and same-store sales going forward, not only in the U.S., but, you know, on a global basis.
How much do you think going forward their confidence is coming from the value offerings kind of sticking around for a little while, not juicing sales?
Yeah, I think the $5 value meal that's been talked about a lot is starting to gain some traction, and they've got evidence in other markets around the European area in particular, with McSmart and other value promotions that have been in place longer that are gaining traction. So I think it comes from a long history of McDonald's being the everyday value leader, as well as strength in the brand on a number of other fronts, including the assets, including digital and rewards, their convenience, their marketing power, and also operations, which remain very good.
Andy, I was struck by how executives described the consumer on the call cautiously. The consumers, they said, being much more discretionary as they treat restaurants, more deal seeking. They talked about how consumers are eating at home more often. You know, is this the kind of tone, Andy, that you're kind of seeing across your coverage universe when you're going through earnings reports and you're listening to these conference calls? Is this the tone you're picking up when executives talk about the consumer right now?
Yeah, it's definitely not just a McDonald's specific issue, and it's not just a restaurant specific issue. It's across all of consumer. I think we're seeing in particular the lower end face, you know, ongoing pressures. And this is not new. This has been going on for probably more than a year. There's obviously some wallet shifting and trading down. And, you know, you see it in grocery with, you know, private label and other things like that. So I'm hopeful that some of the deal and discounting activity will get some people back into restaurants. Some of our recent survey work has shown even the lower end consumer is willing to dine out more often if they're prompted by a deal or a discount. And I think we're just getting back to kind of the promotional dealing environment that we were in really for a long time in restaurants before COVID in 2020.